Alright, bro, I'm going to kind of go over the tricks and little intricacies of this custom pipe. So when I send it to you, you know what's what. Now, that right there is a custom one-off button made by a modder here that makes the awe. But you probably never heard of it, but it's badass. It's here local in Texas. And he's a machinist that does tremendous work. Now, right there is a Kayfun Mini. You're going to get some parts with it. You could extend it a little bit longer. That's a Popeye drip tip. And as you can see, it kind of makes it look bad. Okay, so you take the top button off. Let me show you how this works here. Okay, you want to unscrew the top button. I'm going to show you about that little custom spring on the bottom that Wayne also made. But the spring that came with this from Mythical Fabractions was horribly bad and constantly, you couldn't do sub-ohms on it, you'd burn it out. So you take the battery out, and this is an AW battery, as you see. Now, this spring just slides out. As you can see, it's on, this is a Pavari spring, and it's with a little plastic bearing. So when you take the battery out, be aware and be careful that you don't lose that spring. So when you take the battery out, you want to put the spring back in, you just drop it in, and you make sure that spring is up. Okay, then put the battery in, AW18490. You always want to use the AW protected battery. And then simply screw it on. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of tricks with the Kayfun Mini that's on there. Alright, so what you do, once you screw it on there, you got the spring on the bottom, that's copper base, and you got this badass spring at the top, with the button at the top. You get it nice and tight, and fires up nice. Now, that right there is a Kayfun Mini by Steve Mastro. They only sell it at Vape Rev, but they only sell the short kit at Vape Rev for $165. You can get it on vape auctions or in Russia or UK. Now, that is a 0.6 cotton build in there with a Popeye drip tip from Germany with a wide bore. I mean, it makes it look badass. I have a little beauty ring on there. You can take that off if you want, but let me show you the tricks of refilling the Mini. What you want to do is there's 3 holes. There's 1, 2, and 3. The middle hole is the air hole. Okay? I mean, you're familiar with rebuilds and Kayfun, so you kind of get an idea. When you take that off, okay, here's the beauty ring like I was telling you about. You know, you could take that off. That's a brand new 510 switch. I had this whole thing upgraded at Mythical last week. The inside's all coppered, everything. So, or you could leave it on kind of like I do. Now, with the Kayfun Mini, when you open that top, okay, there's an O-ring. You need to put your finger on that middle button because when you open the top, there will be no suction and the juice will come out. So, what I want to do is open the top there. Now, if I was to refill it, you pour your juice right down in there, up to about that little section there. Then, you cap it with your finger still on that little third middle air hole, okay? Once you cap it, your finger is creating the suction once it's sealed with the O-ring. You want to take the pipe and pretty quick screw it on there. Right, you can have a little napping because it might drip out a little bit. See how it's dripping out? And you want to vape it. Grab it and then hit it. It's going to have a little suction. Two or three drags. It clears right up. You could hear it. And you could see that little third hole right there is still leaking. So you know, you want to keep vaping on it. Dude, you have no idea how good this flavor is and how just it vapes like a champ. I cannot wait to see you with this. You know, after a few vapes, you clean it up with a napkin. It's all good. drip tip. Now, if you want to change it out, that's a tight O-ring on there, dude. I mean, you're gonna have to jack that thing off real quick if you want to put another pipe, another drip tip on there. Make sure it's nice and tight. Alright, clearing up now. But I'm sending it a full tank, 0.6 ohms build, cotton wick, Cantel wire, 28 gauge, and custard bombs right in there. That's pretty much it, bro. I mean, this is something that nobody has. This one-off button is only one of a kind. It's only on this pipe. That bottom Provari switch, that bottom Provari spring is only on this pipe. The Kayfun Mini, real hard to get. They don't clone them. They don't, make knockoffs of them. It's almost $200 for that. And, you got a real good piece of equipment here that you could use all the time. Keep it at your desk. And on Mod Envy, this thing's going to be badass. You're going to be the envy of Mod Envy. And I'm extremely pleased that you got it. Well, there you go.